Hey, what's going on? Jake here with Uncommon EDC. Today we're taking a look at the Going Gear EDC Club Premium subscription for September of 2023. If you're not familiar with this subscription, it has two tiers. The standard for $60 a month gets you 2 to 5 EDC items, and the premium, which is $140 more or $200 total, and that one gets you everything in that standard box plus 1 to 2 additional premium items. And so as I've been doing lately, we already have everything unboxed. We're going to go through from least expensive to most expensive, and I'll go over the values as we complete each box or each portion of the subscription. So starting with the standard, our first item is the NoSew Patch. And so I did end up keeping the packaging because it has the instructions on the back, but this is exactly what it sounds like, an adhesive patch, so no sewing, no iron-on or anything like that, to repair your outdoor gear. So if you get a hole in a tent or a sleeping bag or even a jacket, stuff like that, you can slap this on there. Obviously got to clean up the area first, make sure it's nice and clean so it can accept that adhesive and get a nice stick to it. But after that, it's meant to be really durable and to repair your gear. So I think this is pretty cool. Now the value of this one, it's valued at $10.99. Does feel just a hair steep for what it is. It's obviously a little bit more durable than a sticker. I don't want to, talk down on it for being just kind of an adhesive piece of tape, basically. But it is a repair item that's going on probably some expensive gear. Outdoor gear is not cheap, but it does feel like at that price point, maybe you could have gotten 2 of them, but maybe that's just me. Not upset about that at all. I've seen NoSew and have never picked one up, and so excited to get that in the box, but it does feel just a hair expensive for what it is. Now next up we have the Shomer Tech bare minimum lockpick set. Obviously came in this bag, but I removed it. You can see made in USA, which is exciting, and this one again is exactly what it sounds like, a kind of minimal tool set for lockpicking that gets you the kind of starters or what you might need. And so you get a rake tool, a pick tool, and then a tension tool or a turner tool. And so kind of a bare minimum, listed at $13 for American-made picks. I think that's pretty cool. I do consider lockpicking a hobby of mine, although it's not one of my major hobbies. I enjoy it, and so excited to see this in there. I don't think we've seen lockpicks or anything like this in previous Going Gear boxes, so exciting to see them branch into that and not eating up a whole lot of the value of this box. Now, next up, we have an item that I wasn't as thrilled about, and that's the Slice EDC folding knife. And so this is an assisted utility knife. You can see it has this little flipper tab, and it comes flying out of there really nicely. It has a liner lock and a ceramic blade. And so this is valued at $30, which is part of my qualm with this. We've gotten one of these in the past, and I think it was a bit less expensive version, and I don't remember what my reaction to that one was, but really haven't gotten much use out of it. And so the two kind of nitpicky things for me, one being that at $30 that's eating up a lot of the value of this, and it does have this ceramic blade which is replaceable, you can reverse it, not going to cut you, and so it makes it pretty safe. But for me, I think besides the price, you also have to know your audience, and if someone's subscribed to an EDC subscription, they're most likely pretty comfortable around knives, and so not necessarily going to need something like this and would rather just have a $30 knife. And I know that's the case for me, so let me know if I'm off base in the comments. And yes, I'm aware that there's a really kind of big market for something like this with people who aren't as comfortable as knife, want something to throw in the junk drawer, maybe want something they can hand to their kids so that they can open packages and stuff like that. And it does work really well. I've tested it out. It works perfectly fine. It's just for me, I'm buying this box because I want EDC gear, and this isn't something that I would ever really choose over a knife. And so a little bit of a disappointment for me, and the main thing being that the value of it. If this were an item that came in the box that was $10, I don't think I would be as critical of it because you're still getting the value in the other items. But for me, a non-EDC item, something that I wouldn't actually want to carry, does seem like a waste of value in that box. So again, let me know if you think I'm off base in the comments. But last item I am very happy with, and this is the AceBeam H16 headlamp or right angle flashlight. And so it doesn't actually come installed on the headband. I put it on there. It comes with the pocket clip, which is a 2-way pocket clip and really nice. But I threw it on here just to kind of show it in that capacity. Obviously the headband is included. And I'm going to read from the letter for this one just because it has some information about the flashlight. So the H16 is a powerful compact headlamp that can also be used as an EDC right-angled flashlight. It comes with the USB-C rechargeable 14500 battery, but is conveniently compatible with standard AA batteries as well. Now, it doesn't say this in the letter, but the USB-C cord is included as well, so you already have a cord for that. And then it says this light has a maximum output of 1000 lumens on turbo mode and a maximum runtime of 58 hours on the ultra low mode. Also has a magnetic tail cap for hands-free use without using the headband. And so really cool. I really like this as both a headlamp and as a flashlight. That right angle thing is pretty cool because if you have like an attachment point on your backpack strap, you can put it on there and have a nice place to hold it, or a front pocket. And then obviously also having that magnetic tail stand, you can throw it in under your hood, you can throw it on the toolbox, stuff like that. And so really kind of nice form factor on this, and like how it combines with the strap as well. Now listed at $40, so this is going to be our main item in that standard box, and pretty simple operation. If you double click it, it goes into a strobe mode, I believe, but if you hold it, it will go into that ultra low mode, and then you can hold it again to cycle through the different modes. And as you can see, it does get pretty bright, and click it again to just turn that off. So pretty simple operation, which I always appreciate. Nice output. Also like the USB-C rechargeable 14500 battery there. And so overall, extremely happy with that item. Now, that wraps up the standard box. Before I get into the premium, let's talk about value. So $93.97, over 150% of what you pay at that $60 a month for the standard box. And for me, it basically ended up being a wash. I realized value-wise, obviously it's there, but because one of the items was $30 and I'm really not super into it, or not going to find a use for it, I'm sure I can give it away, but otherwise not super into it, that means that the value is right about what I paid for it. And that's the thing with these subscription boxes, is it is a gamble, and sometimes when you gamble, you lose. In this case, I'd say it was a wash, so not really a loss. But happy with 3 of the 4 items. Really don't want to be too down nitpicky on it. But that's just kind of how I look at the standard box. But luckily, I'm subscribed to the premium, and so we have a chance to redeem ourselves. And I think they did in this case with the Giant Mouse Ace Grand, and this is in a green canvas micarta with an M390 blade, which is pretty cool. I'll read the letter on this one too because there's some interesting information in that, but really handsome looking knife, I think. Really larger knife than I'm used to from Giant Mouse. Really nice blade shape as well. But getting into the letter, this is valued at $225, so more than what you pay for the premium even. And it says the Ace Grand is an EDC friendly pocket knife with a cool design and even cooler look and finish. These are a part of a small batch run with M390 steel and green American made canvas micarta handles. There will only be a handful of these available outside of the EDC club. So it sounds like these aren't an exclusive to Going Gear or even to this club, but maybe they bought up most of them to send out in the premium subscription, and so that there's not going to be a ton of these. So that's pretty cool. Excited about that M390, of course. And I think the green micarta looks really good actually on this one. And you know, micarta can be done differently. Sometimes I really like it, sometimes it doesn't look as good. I think this is a good looking one. And so American made, which is cool, although I think these knives, all of the Giant Mouse, are made in Maniago, Italy, if I'm not mistaken. It doesn't say it anywhere on the blade, but almost positive these are made in Italy. And so really cool knife here. Super excited about this one. I thumb flicked it open. It's a liner lock, but also can be spidey flicked pretty easily. You have nice access to that thumb hole, and some jimping kind of surprisingly forward on the knife. It looks a little bit out of place, but does seem to be really well placed. It's exactly where my thumb lands if I'm trying to get up behind that blade. Same thing with my index finger. It's just kind of a nice landing point, and so not a ton of jimping, but really well placed. And yeah, so billboarding is also pretty minimal. Has a nice reversible deep carry wire pocket clip. Not a huge fan of wire pocket clips, but they work well. I just don't like them aesthetically. And then a lanyard hole through that back spacer. So really good looking knife. And like I said earlier, a little bit bigger than what I typically would expect from Giant Mouse, which I think is actually pretty cool. It's not something that I was even aware existed, and so pretty cool knife. You can see it drops shut about halfway, and then you can just shake it the rest of the way, so nice action on that as well. But pretty excited about this one with that $225 valuation, and they're really good about pricing for exactly what they sell them for on the website and what you can find it for online. And so with that, we're up to $318.97 all in for the premium box. So again, over 150% of your value, and the slice starts to sting a little bit less when it comes to the value, because it's only 10% of the overall value of the premium box. And so overall, I'm happy with this box. You know, we got 5 items, 4 of the 5 I'm happy with. The other one I'll give away. And so pretty happy with this box overall, but would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. And so that's it for this one. If you enjoyed this video, I'd definitely appreciate it if you'd consider liking, subscribing, and hitting the notification button. All help out the channel a ton. And as always, I hope you have a great one. Take care.